All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle with the Oakland Raiders. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here we go. 26-yard line.
Set up. 70, Indy.
Let's go, Abby. What you got? What you got, Abby? What you got, Abby? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go.
They run it with a rookie from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. 24th pick in the spring by Oakland was Josh Jacobs. Only rushed for 640 yards last year at Alabama, but when you consider the offensive depth chart they had, it makes it understandable. So young, won't turn 22 until February, and they're really hoping that the veteran presence of 30-year-old Doug Martin can be a guiding light for Jacobs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyrell Williams. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs on 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
All day, every day, any day.
Now a man who really came on late last year, it's Damian Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 12 yards there and a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Single. Box 14. Let's go, defense.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 47-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, we got four now.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. It's Hill, complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. And that will be incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. KC last year on 4th down, 12 of 15, 3rd best in the league, and they're going again. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kyler Fackrell, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. A little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game. That they've got to match them point for point, as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14. This is caught. It's Ryan Grant. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Tyreek Hill back deep for Kansas City. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points. There he goes, right side. The 30, 10, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Mecole Hardman, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. This is caught by Antonio Brown. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
It's a gain of 10.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
You must be drinking. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Everyone's got 4. Protein spill. Check.
They'll run for the first time with the former Bearcat, Mike Boone. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Off the play fake. Buckley. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Frank Clark in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Looking to throw. Buckley. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Hey, Juicer! Get that quarterback, D-line! Get that quarterback, D-line! D-line, get it! Show that!
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Darren Lee there to get him down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Buckley. Caught left side, Williams. These two teams all tied after one. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Slam. Max 50. Stay with your man.
Running the toss here to Jacobs. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Let's go. 18 Gator. 15. Check back 15. Hey, man. Watch the boot. Go. 50. Touchdown, defense. 50's the mark.
Operating from the gun. Buckley. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but not them just taking it big-time jaunt. Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open. Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Back deep, Antonio Brown. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Antonio Brown. An 80-yard touchdown, and the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. They'll run it with Williams. Tackle made there by Zach Brown.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Carlson now to add the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive, and they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. Yellow. No, check that.
Mahomes now to throw. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 39. Hardman, the second-round pick out of Georgia, really showcased his speed at the combine, running a 4.3 340, and should help give Patrick Mahomes another versatile playmaker to work with at the receiver position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Taking a deep shot here for a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 2nd down now. It's Thompson, and he'll go down at the 28. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. Anthony Hitchens, 2nd in the AFC in tackles last year, there to bring him down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Mahomes. His throw caught right around the 6. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They run with Thompson. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
2nd down and goal. Mahomes into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
On the ready.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs, and he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end, and they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Back to throw. Buckley. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14, and he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
They'll come out in the pistol. A line of scrimmage once again, the 5, as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Out of the pistol, here's Williams. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. To throw, it's Mahomes. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And Butker able to put this one through. Butker, what a pickup he's been for Kansas City the last 2 years. Remember, he was drafted by Carolina to be the eventual successor to Graham Gano. That didn't pan out. Casey got him as a free agent. He's been really good.
Yeah, Gano said, oh no, I'm keeping my job. But Butker found his home in Kansas City, a franchise record for points scored in his first 2 seasons.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart...
He's got a man. Complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Got it. 50, Mike 50. 3 bugs. Go.
On 1st and 10, Buckley. And that's complete to Luke Wilson. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Luke Wilson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Completes it to Hardman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go! At their own 26-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. On 2nd and 12, Mahomes looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. He is going to find Hill here. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
That QB's traps. Let's go.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs 1st down.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Kyler Fackrell able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Throwing now is Mahomes. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Here we go. Check safety, check safety. Mike. 59, Mike.
On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. In on the tackle, Alex Okafor.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Once again, it's Jacobs. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Ready, go. Hit it.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Watch the block, motion, block. Check 6 guys.
They'll run on 1st down. Boom. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 3rd down, Buckley, and he locates Luke Wilson. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider 1st down. Well, Wilson gives Oakland a veteran option at tight end. Remember, they had Jared Cook last year. He's now in New Orleans. But Wilson, 5 years in Seattle, then 1 in Detroit before the native of Windsor, Canada, signed with Oakland back in March. On 1st down, boom. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16.
1st down, Raiders.
Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
You're all mine. You're all mine, baby. Get this. You're all mine. 49. Check 49.
They'll run with Boone here. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 48-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready. Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. Don't get nervous. Hatchet, hatchet. Get it.
On 2nd down, Martin. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. On the carry, it's Boone. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And the Raiders first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They run it with Jacobs. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Okay, ready?
50. Let's go, D.
Check. Under crunch. Big grip.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football.
3rd and inches.
Ready up. 50. Watch twist.
He's checking. Crash.
This is Smith. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
You say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. Well, lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Safety's creeping. Sit up.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up.
At the 1-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 1.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
SOS. Ready.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
We own them. We own them.
Mahomes going to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 35. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll go with Boone, and that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, they're going to go with Boone. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Derek Nottie makes the tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here we go, here we go.
3rd down, it's Doug Martin. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there, it's 4th down.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Get it.
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow. Talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule, that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out about it. That's just who they are.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Pick up the ball.
Now Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
On second down, it's Thompson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The big man, P.J. Hall, had the path to the QB there.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. A big offensive explosion helped.